You can know exactly what you need to do and still avoid doing it. You make the plan. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes, and suddenly everything feels negotiable. Maybe later. Maybe when you feel more motivated. This is where most people think they need more discipline. But the problem is often the opposite. You're relying on discipline too often. If every workout, study session, or important task requires you to convince yourself again, you're giving your brain another chance to choose the easier option. Real discipline isn't about becoming better at forcing yourself. It's about building habits that make the right action require less convincing. The first habit is simple. Create a starting ritual. The hardest part of most tasks is usually not doing them. It's starting. You sit down to work, but before you begin, you check your phone. You open another tab. You tell yourself you'll start in a minute. That hesitation gives your brain time to negotiate. A starting ritual removes some of that negotiation. It can be as simple as clearing your desk, opening the same document, or setting a timer. The action itself is not what matters. What matters is repeating the same cue before the same behavior. Over time, that cue starts to mean one thing. It's time to begin. You're not trying to feel ready. You're making starting familiar, and familiar actions require less convincing. The second habit is to decide before you need to. A lot of bad decisions don't happen because you changed your mind. They happen because you never made the decision clearly in the first place. You tell yourself you'll work out tomorrow, but when tomorrow comes, you still have to decide when. What exercise? For how long? That is too much room to negotiate. The more choices you leave for the moment, the easier it is to choose whatever feels easiest. So make the decision earlier. Decide when you'll start. Decide what you'll do. Decide what done looks like. Then when the time comes, you don't need to figure anything out. You just follow the plan you already made. Discipline gets easier when the decision has already been made. The third habit is to make restarting easy. Most people focus on how to start a task, but they forget about the next time they have to come back to it. If you stop with no clear next step, you create another decision for tomorrow. Where was I? What should I do next? How do I get back into this? That friction is small, but it adds up. So before you stop, leave yourself a clear entry point. Write the next sentence you need to finish. Leave the document open to the right section. Write one line telling yourself exactly what to do next. Now when you come back, you're not starting from zero. You're continuing, and continuing usually feels easier than starting again. The fourth habit is to protect your attention. You can have a clear plan and still lose it in seconds. One notification, one quick check, then suddenly your mind is somewhere else. The problem is not just the time you lose. It's that switching attention makes it harder to fully return to what you were doing. That means discipline is not only about controlling yourself, it's also about controlling what gets access to your attention. Put the phone out of reach. Close the tabs you don't need. Remove the distractions before they become decisions. The fewer things competing for your attention, the less discipline you need to stay focused. The fifth habit is to keep small promises to yourself. Discipline is not built by proving how much you can do once. It is built by showing yourself what you regularly do. If you plan to study for 2 hours and quit after 20 minutes, your brain remembers the pattern. But if you decide to study for 20 minutes and actually finish, that sends a different message. I do what I said I would do. That matters, because repeated actions slowly become evidence for what feels normal to you. You stop seeing exercise as something you are trying to force yourself to do. You start seeing it as something you simply do. Discipline becomes stronger when following through becomes familiar. None of these habits require extreme willpower. That is the point. The more your behavior is supported by what you already decided and repeated, the less you have to rely on how motivated you feel in the moment. Discipline gets easier when doing the right thing requires less negotiation.